Good evening, folks. Welcome to ZSR, and welcome to what is going to be a little bit of a scuff to the Wind Waker Randomizer fun race. That was all a little short notice. We kind of missed the plot here. But we're going to be all right. The overlay might be a little funky in the beginning, but let's dive over. I'm going to do a bit of fixing while the game starts, and I'm going to hand it over to Vimilia and to Kvala on commentary. Folks, it's all yours. Enjoy your time, and I'm going to fix the points on screen.
Thanks so much, Trez.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I am Vimilia, and this, of course, is Koala.
Hello.
And today we are doing a bingo race. And not just one bingo. Tell them, how many bingos are we going for today, Koala?
It is a triple bingo race, so all the runners are trying to get 3 completed lines.
That's a lot of bingo.
Yeah, either horizontal, vertical, or diagonal. It doesn't matter, but they need three lines to be done, and they don't have to kill Ganon. I guess maybe if they really wanted to, they could, but they are done when they finish their 3rd line.
So, with that, it's gonna be interesting. Trez is working on getting everything ready. But while we are completing our bingo, we also have settings for the seed where we still have to find our items to be able to do the things for the bingo.
Yes, that is true. It is still a randomized Wind Waker seed, so going to be starting without all the items and have to find the things to do the bingo cards. So depending on where they are located, it might be a very long seed.
Alternatively, it could be a very short seed. We just don't know.
That is true.
Because
Also,
some of the things that we're speculating might take longer might end up being the faster things, depending on where items are.
That's true. Also, the runners don't know what the card is until they start the seed. They can't look at the bingo card until that timer begins, which looks like we're just about to.
Yeah. And we are off, and we are starting on...
like Gale.
Gale, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Kolfro, welcome on in.
Yeah. Okay. So Alex is already going to Mother and Child. That's very different from our other two who are going straight for Fairy Islands.
Mm-hmm.
It's a skull necklace.
Yeah, both choices do make a lot of sense.
I mean, one of our options here, as we can see now, is collect 5 skull necklaces. Not a bad choice from Alex.
Yeah, that's very lucked out. It's one less moblin that Alex is going to have to deal with if he wants to get those skull necklaces.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, Tanjo and Tuba go into the same Great Fairy, just sailing right on by. And they are getting... Hope it's something good.
We're going to see it pretty much in sync between the two of them. And it looks like Alex here going for a door cancel on Windfall.
Okay, that's a piece of heart. Not as cracking the seed wide open as I was hoping for, as if it was like the grappling hook.
Oh yeah, the grappling hook would be pretty nice this seed.
But that still counts as one of the 3 items from a Great Fairy for one of our bingo spaces.
That's true. And yep, Alex doing some door cancel to get up into Lenzo early.
I mean, that's 2 free checks.
That is 2 free checks. And it's if it has something like bombs, especially, that can really help open up the seed. And it looks like both Tanjo and Tuba heading up to the submarine.
Okay.
Which there is, I believe,
we do have a submarine.
6. Is it? It's open 6, isn't it? I read
open
right?
6 chests in submarines.
That's a lot of submarines, especially because I believe submarines aren't in logic for progression this seed. So
Their logic for bingo, though.
It is true. Looks like all Alex found. Oh, Alex found hookshot too.
Ooh, very nice.
Hookshot and cabana deed in up in Lenzo's house.
You know, that hookshot could potentially be quite helpful at making some of these submarines faster.
Yeah, it definitely will help. Also, Tanjo here looks like he is not Tanjo, Tuba, going for the skull necklaces in the submarine.
Oh, that's smart.
If he goes to Mother and Child early, there are 4 moblins in the submarine, so that would be a very quick 5 skull necklaces.
Oh, yeah. And, you know, I don't necessarily think that was Tuba's original goal. Tuba fell doing the things, but he saw the opportunity, and he's taking it.
Yeah, even if it wasn't his original goal, it definitely
works.
Will shoot him into collecting 5 skull necklaces very fast. Meanwhile, Alex playing hide and seek and Tanjo saving Tingle.
Tingle, Tingle, Kula Limpa. These are my magic words. Don't steal them.
How do you think Tingle got here from Termina?
Well, the real question is, how did Tingle get here from Hollindren? From the Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons?
You know, that's a good question. Now, Tingle, being very vain, gave Tanjo a statue of himself and a Tingle tuner. That's
vanilla.
Yeah, I mean, it's as close as you're gonna get, because I think the Tingle tuner is his first gift. Maybe? I don't remember. It's one of the two. It might as well be a vanilla Tingle tuner.
Wild. But kind of neat.
Yeah, you don't see that one very often.
No, I don't. But yes. Koala, I don't have the restream up exactly, but do you?
The restream itself, the Twitch stream?
Yeah.
No, I do not.
Cool. Well, I'm hoping that there is a bingo board which will actually be showing on the stream.
I think there is. I'm pretty sure.
Because I see 2 of our runners have bingo boards up for us, at least.
Yeah. Tot with an empty bottle there, it looks like.
And I think is that Tuba's 5th? It is.
That is, in fact, Tuba's 5th.
So let's cover the colors of our players real quick. For the folks that are on Restream.
Oh, good point. Tuba will be green squares, Alex will be blue, and Tanjo will be orange.
Yes. I think that'll be very helpful, assuming our folks are able to see the bingo board to know what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Looks like here Tanjo now starting the hide and seek. And Tuba coming to Windfall a little later than the other runners, but getting all those skull necklaces might save him from grinding them later, which...
Yeah. I mean, it already gave him a square. First to a square.
Tuba is currently as far in the lead as anyone can be.
Yeah. We do also have some other runners, a other runner whose color might pop up on your screen, and that is going to be Linanthe, who is purple.
That is true. I know a non-multiplayer version of this board was posted, so I'm not sure if Linanthe's using that one or not, but if you do see any purple show up, that'll be Linanthe.
We're getting quite a few Tingle statues this early on.
Yeah. And it's interesting, we're seeing very different routes from all 3 runners here for doing Windfall, because with short side quests on, there's so many checks in Windfall.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just a little interesting.
And a bow. Oh.
Oh, and note to mom on hide and seek. Wow.
Okay. So that bow is going to potentially open up the big octos. It will also make DRC faster if they choose to go to DRC.
Mm-hmm. You always hope for a bow for DRCs. That is a pretty nice find there.
And Joe's also getting that hook shot and cabana deed.
It's a little funny finding hookshot and cabana deed in the same, like right next to each other like that, just because. So getting into cabana, there's a pretty easy way to break into it to skip the cabana deed, but you need hookshot. So it's kind of.
Or you could just go in normal.
You could, but you know, some people like breaking into that house like they own the place before they actually own the place.
So, with that, there are also a couple of things that are going to be pretty helpful for us. As you might have seen on Alex's screen, we do have the spoils. And this seed, we actually have a potential use for it with collecting chew jelly.
Yeah, absolutely. And the skull necklaces and stuff like that. It's just
we don't normally have a use for it, so it's kind of exciting to have a use for it.
And that being said, they could try to remember all the spoils they got since they don't actually ever need to turn them in. But it just makes keeping track of how many spoils they got for the bingo card specifically that much easier for the runners. So it's a bit of a quality of life starting item.
Absolutely. That said, other items that'll help us out a lot are going to potentially be the bait bag. Because we have 1, 2, I think 3 different squares which require bait bag to fill in.
Yeah, there are a lot of them.
So, seeing a lot of use out of our bags today that we don't always get to see, so we're very excited about that.
Also, we are seeing both Tanjo and Alex here doing the Mila quest.
Even more Tingle statues.
Yeah. I was going to say, depending on what she has, that could be a pretty substantial find, because I would not be surprised if we do not see Tuba do this. I know he is a big advocator for trying to avoid doing Mila. But both Tanjo and Alex also using this as a convenient time to collect rupees, which you don't need a lot most of the time in Wind Waker, but you do need just enough.
So for today's seed, A, we don't know if Beetle has anything yet, but B, we need at least 30 rupees. And that's assuming that all we would be doing is buying the 3 plants. Which is to say, no, you'd also have to buy Hyo pears if you wanted to do that.
Yeah, they'll have to buy bait.
I mean, there are 2 free Hyo pears hidden in chests.
Yeah, but I don't think the runners are gonna bank on finding that. They might need a little bit more money too for the trading quest if they go up to 4 different items in Windfall pedestals.
Yeah.
And oh wow, another Tingle statue. And like I said, Tuba did leave Windfall before doing those nighttime checks, so if Ankle has a really good item and the other runners...
Tuba will be delayed.
Yeah.
Alternatively, Tuba is also someone who really tries to find the ghost ship chart before the first night.
That is true. And that is a good item to find if you can manage to get it conveniently with wherever you're going. Even if you don't manage to find it first night, if you can find it and it's at an island you have yet to visit, it always feels nice.
Mm-hmm. Alex is now getting his first Great Fairy item.
Mm-hmm. And collecting the blue chew there, which I don't think either Tuba or Tanjo were able to do.
No, they weren't.
They didn't have a weapon, so. Luckily, this card doesn't require a ton of blue chews, so there'll be plenty for them.
And we can see Tuba collecting green chew jellies, but also Tanjo grabbed a fairy, which means Tanjo is going to save Grandma to give Tanjo his first letter.
Very, very good point. And it was always nice to see soup. You always want to see soup.
Always save Grandma. And it looks like a super swim, potentially. No?
Maybe
just going for the raft?
Yeah, he might be voiding out to, fight Cyclos. Because he can void out on the raft and then gives him the boat, and you can sail and do Cyclos right there.
Okay. Tanjo having a slightly bigger brain than I am. Thoughts?
It's not a very commonly seen strat, but it always feels nice to be able to break it out.
Tuba visiting the first of potentially 6 beetle shops.
True. We did see Tanjo go into the beetle shop on Windfall, just go in and go out, thinking...
It counts. It counts as visiting.
We do think Tanjo's going to be spending a lot of time in beetle shops. And oh, just a yellow rupee. What a deal.
Tuba realizing that he did not get a fairy.
Oh no.
And another letter. They sure are collecting mail this game, but not the mail that gets them the thing that they're looking for.
Mm-hmm. I do think Tuba is setting up for a super swim here, though, so... Or is he not? I'm not sure what Tuba's doing. Looks like Tanjo's being our first runner to visit Windfall. And all the while, Alex also collecting those skull necklaces at that submarine.
Ooh, mirror shield.
I honestly have not been paying attention to what dungeons
the
they have
dungeons,
required.
neither have I.
Mostly because theoretically, it might be possible to finish this without ever going into a dungeon. I don't know that we're gonna see that, and depending on item placements, it might not be possible, but...
Alright, so we can now also see that I believe Alex has also checked off 5 skull necklaces.
Mm-hmm.
Tuba getting a platform chest. Very good.
Oh, and that's why he grabbed that storage. Okay, he's going to use that to break into Western Fairy Island.
Ooh, that's a smart route. Not quite originally his plan, but a really smart reroute to get it done.
Mm-hmm.
And collecting a blue chew gem.
Very smart idea there from Tuba. You love to see it. And we do have our first runner saving Grandma here with Tanjo.
And getting soup.
Soup, and also very importantly for the bingo card, a letter.
Yes.
There is a read 4 letters objective here. That's right. I can't remember which Grandma command the this restream had. I like it. It's the Geneva Convention.
Yes.
All right, and Alex not that far behind Tanjo in terms of saving Grandma, being a good grandson. And Tuba, I don't think Tuba's even collected a fairy, despite having just gone to a fairy island. Oh, and that's Grandma Mail with a wallet, which then just is going to unlock another mail check.
Very nice. That's 2 of 4.
Yeah.
In fire and ice arrows. Okay.
Oh, wow. That's a nice thing to find that early. And so if...
I mean, they don't have a sword yet, but with fire and ice arrows and soup, they're still not in a... Oh, well, speak of a sword. Speak of a sword.
And
I have a sword now.
Tuba, realizing his mistake, ended up going to Mother and Child to pick up a fairy because he forgot to pick one up in Western Fairy. So we're going to see all 3 runners getting those fire ice fairly quickly.
Very good, Alex. Remembering to get that chew jelly while you're here.
Yeah, this is another island that you can get chew jelly, although you don't normally think of Outset as an island with enemies, but they are
At
there.
night. Yeah.
And Tanjo heading to Diamond Step here. Definitely gonna help him. That's another easily accessible blue chew.
Didn't pick it up, though.
Oh, did he miss it?
I think so.
Oh, no. I wasn't totally... He was in first person, so it was a little hard to tell, but if he missed it and thinks he got it, that might...
Well, I mean... He might have got it, but it's... We'd honestly have to look inside the spoils bag to know whether or not that one...
Yeah, I'm just... If he thinks he got it and he ended up not getting it, that could be...
sad.
He might end up running by blue chews that he should pick up just because he thinks he has one more than he does. Like I said, we're not sure if he got it or not, but...
Yeah. Meanwhile, Alex is going for an octo.
Fighting an octo with a bow and arrow, definitely a strat. It's maybe personally my least favorite way to kill a big octo. And we're seeing Jaboon's Cave. Did we see Tanjo or Alex go to Jaboon's Cave?
No.
Oh. You know what? The reason we didn't, I just noticed this, is that Jaboon's Cave is not in logic for this seed. So if they don't need to do it for the bingo board, there is no reason to go there. That is why Tuba saved it.
Alternatively, we did also just see Tanjo get a boomerang, which gives Tanjo more big octo options, but still choosing to go arrows instead of boomerang.
That's true. Arrows are...
Boomerang also gives him destroy cannon chests for platforms.
That's true. Arrows are a little bit faster than the boomerang on average for big octos, but it's significantly harder. But with these runners, I'm not going to be surprised to see them have good bow and arrow accuracy. Although if they want to be killing more octos, they're going to be hoping for bombs as soon as possible.
Yeah. Alex will also be picking up that boomerang here soon.
Mm-hmm. Although, I will say, how many... Open 4 chests on lookout platforms and rafts. You can pretty easily get that without ever going to ones you need to destroy cannons on. So unless they just want to get some of the ones like Fire Mountain, where you can get more than one chest on the lookout platform if you destroy the cannons too.
And I think it's also about routing, right? Like, if you have the boomerang and you're there.
That's true. It's just, it's so much easier and faster to get some of the ones that you don't have to do all that extra hubbub about. But we'll have to see, you know, what ends up being the runner's choices. And Tanjo getting a blue chew on Needle Rock that you don't normally see in the randomizer, just because it's so far out of the way.
Well, but, you know, we're not normally collecting blue chews, so...
That is true.
And it looks like Tuba is doing his second sub.
Yep, killing all those rats. Unfortunately, didn't get that hook shot on Windfall, so he didn't have the boomerang for the rat sub, which is maybe the most satisfying spot in the game to use boomerang.
Alex following Tanjo's footsteps.
Alex right on Tanjo's heels, yeah. And Tuba heading up for Cyclos at Shark, it seems.
Tanjo requesting assistance.
Yeah,
Not getting the assistance that he is requesting, though.
Getting friendly fired. Yeah, I usually find this one easier if you're swimming right next to the boat, and it looks like that gunship has not been hit yet. So he's definitely having some trouble. And there he goes.
There we are.
Took a little bit of time, but maybe let's make up for it. And I didn't notice that earlier, but Cyclos with Maggie's letter.
Mm-hmm. Very quick ladder skip with that hook shot.
Oh yeah, when you're doing lookout platforms, hookshot is maybe the most underrated item. Another?
I don't know. When you're doing lookout platforms, I would not consider hookshot underrated.
That's true. I just don't normally hear people, you know, sing its praises, I guess. Usually it's about bombs or...
Back when we were testing Season 4 settings, and one of them was lookout platforms, everybody sung the praises of the hookshot.
Yeah. Lookout platforms and rafts would be interesting for tournament settings. It's just, the problem.
Oh, that's a big find for Tuba.
What did not see it. I was watching.
That's the grappling hook.
Oh. That is a very big find.
And Tuba is now at 3 squares. Because that was his third Great Fairy item.
Yeah. That is Tuba definitely.
And Tanjo not too far behind also with that grappling hook. So I have a feeling that Tuba is going for that 4th column.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised based on we've already seen him do a couple submarines and he's got 2 things out of there. And if he wants to kill 2 bosses, getting 14 dungeon chests is kind of, you know, You're gonna get that on the way to 2 bosses, most likely.
And I mean, Tuba now has everything that they could want, except maybe Leaf, to go backwards in DRC.
And even then,
you don't need Leaf; it just makes it slightly faster.
But it's the difference between Leaf and not Leaf for DRC backwards is
minimal.
Yeah, it's maybe one of the lower Leaf differences in the game, since Leaf is normally a very good item. But if you can otherwise go fully backwards in Dragon Roost Cavern, Leaf doesn't do a ton for you. It does a little. It's worth having, but I don't know if it's worth waiting forever for. Especially with with them having both bows in logic, the Leaf could easily be anywhere in Dragon Roost Cavern.
That is true. And there's our ghost ship chart.
I wonder where we might see Tuba pick up ghost ship eventually if he goes and picks that up.
Well, Tanjo's the one who grabbed the ghost ship chart.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking about Tuba because unlike the other runners, Tuba hasn't done Diamond Step yet. So that could be a very convenient spot to pick up.
And it looks like Tuba's about to get the ghost ship chart.
Yeah, so that might be a bit of convenient routing for Tuba just by not getting that hook shot early like the other 2 runners did.
Meanwhile, we now see that Tanjo has gotten his first square. Except that one square doesn't really tell me what he's planning to do.
Yeah. Well, I assume, because we've been seeing Tanjo go for the blue chews.
Probably that 5th column.
So yeah, column 5 I think is a safe bet from Tanjo.
I also wouldn't be surprised if most of them go for the top row.
Yeah, I also wouldn't be surprised.
That's, of the rows, that's a relatively nice row.
And it looks, yeah, we have Alex here fighting his 2nd big octo.
I thought that was Alex's 3rd big octo.
He hasn't marked off defeat 2 big octos, so I'm going to assume it's his 2nd.
Oh, okay.
And that's a fast one to do. That's the fastest big octo in the game because it only has 4 eyes, so that's gonna feel good. And yeah, it looks like we're heading to Dragon Roost Island here from Tuba, so probably gonna see a trip into a dungeon.
Yep. That said, it looks like Alex might be going for that 2nd row. And that feels like a very slow, or 2nd column, that feels like a slow column.
Yeah, definitely, especially with the Water 6 Korok trees, that's a very slow column.
Mostly that part. And also open 12 chests and secret caves.
But this was a smart remember here from Alex because that big octo is also a great fairy check. So he was able to get 2 big octos and his 3rd great fairy at the same exact time.
That was pretty smart. Alternatively, maybe Alex is looking at going diagonally.
That could be true. That would
we need 3 bingos. It could be both.
That would, yeah, that's true. That would require killing 4 bosses though, which is sometimes a hard ask, since very few bosses in Wind Waker are particularly speedy.
Alternatively, if you're just go moding literally just for a boss.
That's true. There are Forbidden Woods is pretty fast to just go kill the boss. Forsaken Fortress is pretty fast to get to the boss, but Helmrock King is
RNG sometimes.
I would be surprised if we don't see any of these runners do storage for Helmrock King if they fight it, but so that minimizes the RNG, but
And that is one dungeon chest for Tuba.
On his way. Tanjo also fighting the big octo that is also a Great Fairy. So I believe this will be Tanjo's second big octo and third Great Fairy.
Very good routing.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like they've all had some good routing. It's just seeing how it's so different because there's so many options for today's race.
Definitely.
I also feel relatively confident that at least here on Restream, all of our players have the money they could desire.
Oh, for sure. I would be surprised if they need more, because the most expensive thing for them this seed is going to be Goron trading, if they go for it at all.
I also just realized this, but Alex currently has our lead for most marked spots with 4.
That is true. I had to think for a minute what Alex's color was again, which, seeing as he has the most marked spots, it should have been easy.
But like, Tuba had the most for a long time, but then Alex, just with their routing, they were just able to knock so many out in such a short period of time there.
Yeah, it's kind of a mixture of speeding to some of the fast ones or doing a couple of them a bit more slow and steady. Although Tuba is not very far behind. No one is particularly far behind. It's a very close amount of bingo squares for all the runners here.
And we're still very early on for our bingo. Oh no, just missed it, Tuba. Oh.
That feels
bad.
It feels bad. At least he had just come out of this. Oh no, he had come out on the other side. So he's gonna go all the way back around to try and get there. Oh wow, another letter there for Tanjo, who took those fire and ice back to Windfall.
But we don't have anything for sending letters.
Yeah, that delivery bag is gonna be a really
Oh no, Tuba!
I think
less bad this time.
I think what Tuba was trying to do there is he was thinking he could reset the cycle, but I'm pretty sure that lava pillar is a global cycle for the dungeon. It's not a load into the room. So I understand what he was doing there, but it doesn't work in that room, unfortunately.
Like that's another beetle ship visit for Alex.
Yeah, and it looked like Alex wanted to try and get Ghost Ship if he could, because I watched him open the chart, but...
Oh, looks like potentially a super swim from Alex coming in. Oh no, just going up. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, just heading into...
Fine. This isn't photo sensitive. You're good. You're good.
I wonder if he's gonna drink his soup here and get forest water for the trees. Because there's no checks for him up in here.
It looks like you may be correct there.
Yeah. That always feels a little bad to just throw away your soup so you can put water into it, but... Oh, this is a smart choice from Tanjo.
Mm-hmm.
Doing these lookout platforms, because he only needs 4 total, and there's 3 up here.
We found our blue rupee. Very good.
Ah, perfect. Always
Not
nice.
super exciting. Bait! For the bait bag we don't have yet.
Well, if they want to feed 10 fishmen, that bait will certainly come in handy.
Or if they want to do one of the 2 seagull checks. Getting that bait bag will also be...
True.
Alternatively, bait bag could very easily be completely out of logic, which would put 3 squares completely out of logic.
True. Oh, no, sorry. Bait bag can't be out of logic.
Oh, that's right, because Big Pig, right?
No, Bird's Peak Rock.
Yeah.
I have a feeling if bait bag was completely out of logic this seed, they would have given it to the runners at the start, sort of like they did with the spoils bag. Specifically to just avoid, some of the squares being borderline impossible.
Yeah. Now on this one, we are seeing Tanjo use the boomerang because of how many eyes it has.
Yeah. What's really nice about the boomerang, especially for the 12-eyed octos, is it can easily hit more than the 5 targets on one pass, because it'll hit any eye it passes through. So you can hit, get 10 hits in one throw of the boomerang, and that feels great.
And that's a pair for Tuba. For the bait bag, that Tuba doesn't have it. Now, very nicely, we can see a perfectly colored end square with collect 3 items from a Great Fairy, and that's a beautiful square.
Yeah, nice to see all 4 runners, including the one not on Restream, visiting those Great Fairies, getting those rewards, hopefully saving Grandma. We know at least 3 of the runners did.
I would be surprised if they didn't, because that's a very easy letter to get.
That is, I agree. And
they aren't PK Slam.
That's true. And it's especially good for them since the reward from Grandma also unlocks another mail check in this specific seed.
And they got a bottle from Tot. Like, come on.
Yeah. Although, with that bottle from Tot, it wouldn't have necessarily been super surprising to see someone go for the Koroks first, just so that you don't have to get rid of your soup. None of the 3 runners on Restream did, but it definitely would have been a way to get that water 6 trees and get soup without ever having to go back again for it or just get rid of it,
So with Alex getting the forest water and working on watering trees, we can say pretty assuredly that Alex is going for the 2nd column and the 4th row, and Tanjo just got a leaf.
Oh, that's such a good leaf location, too.
I'm actually surprised we haven't seen more people check there.
Yeah, exactly. I was just thinking with how easily accessible that leaf is, but I think...
And a livery bag in DRC.
Oh, wow. That's really nice.
I believe with Maggie's letter, can't we deliver that and then get a letter?
Yeah, you can deliver... No, Maggie's letter gives you Cafe Bar Postman.
I get all the letters switched up in my brain.
Its Note to Mom gives you potentially 2 letters, because there's the reward from Baito's mom, the letter from her, and then also if you mail Note to Mom and then beat the boss of Earth Temple, you get a letter. So that is definitely a lot of potential letters there for Tuba having found that delivery bag.
Mm-hmm. And I believe Tuba has just about finished up with DRC. Now we also have a bait bag. Okay. Alex just found our bait bag.
I didn't see what island he was on.
It was a great fairy. I'm not sure which one.
Does narrow it down a little bit. I'll probably be able to tell.
The one with 3 pegs.
When he gets out. Oh, it's Thorn Fairy.
Well, that opens up a lot of things for Alex. That opens up 3 squares. Meanwhile, Tuba is now going into his first boss.
Yeah, fighting Goma up in Dragon Roost Cavern. Now Alex coming back down to Bird's Peak. Gonna use that grappling hook to break in. Oh, and smart. Getting the blue chew up here. That's very easy to forget about.
Meanwhile, Tanjo has almost completed his first throw.
It's true, but that third one takes at least 3 dungeons to do.
Originally, what I was going to say before I got distracted by Bait Bag is that Tuba was specifically cycling through the warp pots in DRC.
Yeah, that's a very smart play. Even if you don't end up doing that, that's a nice way to, like, always have that as a backup plan in case, you know, another square you or something ends up being really bad just due to item location. That's a really nice one to have just in your back pocket. But yeah, that leaf is going to give Tanjo some really divergent routes here from the other two.
It looks like... Well, there's lots of things Tanjo could do from here, but is Tanjo going to be...
Believe
quite possibly, yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I was curious if that would happen because Tanjo has the leaf now, and it looks like it's happening because Tanjo has the leaf now. Alex visiting another shop.
And Tanjo, going into Forbidden Woods, is going to have almost everything he would want, other than maybe bombs. But there's very little stopping bombs from being in here, especially since we know they're not in Dragon Roost.
And this will still give Tanjo an opportunity to collect chests and dungeons for himself.
That's true. It is an easy square to forget about, but you know, it's one of those things that, again, since we're probably going to see defeat 2 bosses from more than one of the runners today, the 14 dungeon chests is not too bad, especially since I have seen it now. Their 3 dungeons are Dragon Roost Cavern, Forbidden Woods, and Earth Temple. So you can very easily get to 14 dungeon chests between any of those 3 dungeons.
Oh, yeah. Now it solidly looks like Alex is choosing to not take our middle square with defeat 4 bosses.
That's
Fair.
I would be surprised. I won't be surprised if we see several people defeat 2 bosses. I will be surprised if we see anyone defeat 4. But it looks
now,
like...
Tuba is also going to that same platform where there's 3 chests.
Mm-hmm. The lookout platforms definitely add an interesting wrinkle to bingo in these settings, since you know nothing you find there is going to be particularly interesting unless it's like, you know, Greg or a hero's charm, but you know it's not going to have anything that helps you do more checks.
Alex, what are you doing? Are you trying to get storage?
Alex is trying to get storage right here to store the chest to break into Cabana, like I was talking about earlier. This is a really
that's right, because Alex hasn't gone to DRC.
Yeah, Tuba's the only runner who's gone. This is a really tricky storage spot though, because there's like a current for the waterfall, and so it tries to pull you away, and you have to be in a sort of specific spot to get storage here.
And Tuba just collecting his leaf.
Mm-hmm.
Probably feeling a little bit silly. Insofar as he totally could have had that for DRC.
Oh, I mean, the runners all totally could have had that leaf from like 5 minutes in.
The beginning. Yeah.
That's an especially funny leaf to get to, because in case any runners wanted to go for the 6 submarine checks, there's a submarine right next to that leaf that you desperately want Leaf to do.
Or you could be like Tuba and just use fire.
That's true. With Fire Eyes, you care a little bit less about the leaf.
Now, with this, Tanjo here is opening up a mini boss chest, and I believe this is our first mini boss chest that we've seen. Which leads me to believe that Tanjo is quite possibly also going for that last column.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. First item from Tuba.
Wouldn't be surprised to see start doing some Goron trading in the near future.
So Alex has completed, well, not completed, but like has gotten a good master sword. So if Alex wanted to, and if he decides to go for mini boss chests, he could just go to Phantom King.
Well, Tanjo also has a master sword, so
like that's a very easy mini boss that they could
that
just be like,
true.
I'm gonna choose this one.
That is true. Were there?
That doesn't really require anything from them.
Were there 2 swords in Cabana? Alex has a fully completed master sword.
That's what I said.
Yeah, I'm just trying to... I didn't see him pick up the 3rd one. That's why I was confused.
Tuba is now back at Windfall. Looks like going to make our wonderful Ferris wheel spin.
I do.
Meanwhile, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I do think we won't see him get that hook shot still, though. Which I'm not sure how much of an advantage that hook shot will be for the runners, but I don't think we're gonna see that hook shot out of Tuba unless or until he finds the Picto Box to do that check the intended way.
I don't know. That's a great point, and I just don't have an answer for it.
Which, where was... Because Tuba's still missing a sword. Tuba hasn't been to Islet of Steel. So, Tuba might be very far off from a Master Sword here, depending on where he gets checks in logic, but we know where all 3 of the other swords are, but they're all out of logic still, so...
So Tuba is doing Mila. That said, I haven't been keeping super great track of Tingle statues, so I don't actually know where we're at Tingle statue-wise.
We are at 4 Tingle statues total. And 3 of them were on Windfall. With the 5th, the last one could still be on Windfall. There are several checks here still. Like, Tuba will be our first runner to get any of the delivery bag Windfall checks. On Power Bracelets, wow.
Power Bracelets and Iron Boots in Forbidden Woods.
Yeah, I'll be surprised if we see the Iron Boots get any use.
Well, we unfortunately / fortunately don't have Slam Racing this match. Unfortunately, because Slam is the only person that I know that will do Iron Boots Ganon strats.
That's true. That's a good point.
Fortunately, because always save Gono.
It's true. I regularly forget that Iron Boot strats are a thing.
I remember them because they make me smile whenever they happen, which is not very often.
Oh, and there... Well, what was I saying about the Picto Box?
Alright, Tuba. And bombs, oh my goodness, so many items in Forbidden Woods. So many items in Forbidden Woods. Goodness. The real question is, do we think Tuba will also head to Forbidden Woods here soon to also get bombed? So Tanja now has a couple of options on how to fight Calademus. All of our options, actually. Alright, doing the going for fire arrows. I do not have Tanjo's sound on, so I have no clue if they're hitting. They were! Oh, yes.
What a...
Yeah.
Always feels good to get fire arrow strats there on Calademus.
Beautiful.
And I would be surprised to see Tuba go Forbidden Woods immediately, just since he hasn't picked up that boomerang yet. And you would kind of want bombs or boomerang before going to Forbidden Woods, typically. But we're also going to be seeing Fire Mountain here from Alex.
Alex really should have maybe visited Crescent Moon and gotten the leaf before coming here.
Yeah, the longer he puts that off, the more time he's just gonna...
And at this point, he's going to feel bad about it when he does get there.
Oh, for sure.
Because that's been available since the start.
Oh no, he missed the jump and took a dip in the lava.
Ouchies. And that's going to be 4 mail for Tanjo.
True, that was another 2 mail checks with the bombs in there too. And for Roar's Pearl. So many mail checks, and the seed are just locking other mail checks.
Yep.
And that was another beetle there, just to reset the mail too, but that looks like Tanjo might be going for column 3, which would be a little surprising just for the defeat 4 bosses, but...
I mean, I believe in Tanjo's ability to know how to go mode dungeons.
That's true. He is also in a pretty good position right now just to, if he wanted to, go kill Jalhala just really quickly. He can get to Jalhala with a go mode ET without much trouble. All he'd really want is that Skull Hammer.
Meanwhile, Tuba has done some collecting of flowers, so we'll probably see Tuba be heading back to Windfall in a bit. Is that our last Tingle statue?
Could be.
It is! Tanjo, I require you tell me what Ankle has.
Is our last Tingle statue, and I believe Alex stored that quite a while ago.
Yeah, but we didn't see it because it was stored.
But I wonder if he realizes he has it, because he only has 4 Tingle statues marked on his personal tracker, but I'm pretty sure he's gotten all of them technically. He just might not realize he has the 5th. I'll have to see whenever he shows his pause screen again with the Tingle statue, and if he doesn't have all 5, I'll have to really wonder where he's missing one.
What I can say, though, is I hope that Tuba gets some more squares soon.
Yeah, Tuba's the green, right?
Yep.
Did I remember that right? He is definitely starting to lag behind in some of those squares.
Alternatively, Tuba did full clear, but no one else has gone to it.
That is true.
But Tanjo has 2.
They're kind of neck and neck, but with different dungeons.
I would say that Tanjo did a faster boss than Tuba.
That is very true. Well, and just a faster dungeon. Forbidden Woods is much quicker. It's only slower than Forsaken Fortress, but Forsaken Fortress has half the checks of any other dungeon.
Oh, Alex fed a fish. Alex is getting ready to use a pair on an island. Oh hey, that looks like flying on an island. What island are we going to next? Dragon Windfall. Boomerang for Tuba.
Very, very good thing to find. I wouldn't be surprised to see him zip to Forbidden Woods very quickly.
Well, that counts as flying a bird to me. Welcome to the Alex Seagull Island tour.
So, with that, I think it's fairly safe to say that Alex is going to go for column 5, which we already suspected, but 4 mini-boss chests, I think he's currently at 0.
Yes.
So...
has not been to a dungeon yet.
Yeah. And it looks like he also honestly might go for defeat 4 bosses, which... because he's not that far off that diagonal, but 4 bosses is quite the investment.
So it looks like Alex could also potentially be doing row 2, row 4 in column 5.
That's true.
Because he's already watered Korok trees.
That's
not
true.
6 of them.
I did forget he had done the Korok trees thing. That's a good point. And you know, that definitely does change what I thought. He might also go for column 2 at some point, since he's got the necklaces, the octos. 6 islands, seagulls at 6 islands is not that bad, honestly. But we will have to see. We are still, just over an hour in, and not a single
line has been complete.
Yeah, and they need 3 to finish. So
Tanjo finally showing me what Ankle has.
I hope it's vanilla.
It's light arrows. Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Okay.
That's a little different. That's a really nice find for Tanjo. I haven't been keeping track. I keep forgetting to look on Alex's screen when he shows that menu, because I think he might have all 5 Tingle statues and doesn't realize it.
But with light arrows, that'll make Jal Hollow really fast.
Oh yeah, especially.
The screen was there, but I didn't catch it fast enough to see if it was 5.
I looked away to see how the big octo was going for Tuba and Tanjo heading into Dragoner's Cavern, and I also missed it. I set myself up and immediately let everyone down.
Now Tanjo's going to head into DRC here.
Tanjo will have Leaf for DRC, so his DRC will be a little bit faster than Tuba's. But, like I said, Leaf for DRC backwards doesn't make a...
It's not a huge difference.
Yeah, it saves you time, but it's not like Leaf in, Earth Temple, which saves you minutes upon minutes.
Yeah. I would like to say Alex is actually getting really close to several bingos right now.
He also is feeding fishmen.
Yes.
Which is a little surprising.
A part of me wonders if Alex remembered that this is triple bingo.
I mean, I can understand the, throw a wide net in triple bingo and just kind of get as much as you can quickly and then get convenient lines, but I would say
Skullhammer.
Alex is pretty convenient lines. Oh, where was that Skullhammer?
Zunari.
Oh, that's really nice for Tuba.
And with that, no, you already bought that one. There you go. That's going to be 3 different items.
Yeah.
Placed throughout Windfall.
But with that Skullhammer now, and with Earth Temple, Forbidden Woods, and honestly Forsaken Fortress.
It might not be required for the seat, but since we don't have to be Ganon, Forsaken Fortress is faster. Just do Forsaken Fortress.
And especially Forsaken Fortress, you can store Phantom Ganon's chest up to the Helmrock King, which gives you a mini boss chest and the boss.
Yeah.
So you can go there and honestly pretty quickly kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I wonder to see if we'll see any other runners do it.
It does look like Tuba is going to Forbidden Woods, and if Tuba looks around correctly, that means he's also going to find the bombs.
I would be surprised if Tuba doesn't, if Tuba skips the bombs in Forbidden Woods.
I don't remember what chest they were in.
It was Double Mothula Room, if I remember correctly, which is a chest that the game played for. Not a mini boss. Yeah. The mini boss was something else.
The big one. Mothula.
I thought bombs were the Double Mothula Room right before the boss.
They might be. I might be wrong.
Either way, either of those chests, the game plays you a cutscene where it shows you the chest, so it would be a really big oopsie to skip. But yeah, we see Alex hot on Tanjo's heels again in DRC.
Meanwhile, Tuba's just kinda doing his own thing.
Yeah, doing Forbidden Woods, a very fun dungeon. Intelligently opening the warp pot. These
you gotta go through warp pots.
Gives him
if you're going for that square.
Yeah, it gives him another 2. So that will be 8 if he goes in all 3 of the normal dungeon warp pots in Forbidden Woods now.
Unsurprisingly, we have, of course, seen all of our runners do the lovely little setup to get the platform shot down.
Mm-hmm. Just going through DRC backwards is so much faster than going through it forwards. So, and all of these runners are definitely practiced enough to shoot down that platform without too much trouble.
So while we're watching some folks do things we've seen other people do, let's talk a little bit more about Tuba's choices.
Sure. Anything specific to touch on? Or?
Like, row 2 is looking pretty clear. But then that diagonal is a little gross, just because that defeat 4 bosses.
Defeat 4 bosses is a little iffy. Like I said, Tuba is currently in the best position to defeat 4 bosses.
yeah.
Though. So, because getting to if you just full go mode Earth Temple, getting to Jalhalla is pretty quick, honestly. And then we talked about earlier the mini boss and boss at Forsaken Fortress pair together really nicely.
The thing is, though, it also looks like Tanjo might be thinking that now.
Yeah, but Tanjo
is putting himself in the same spot, though, except for the hammer.
Except for that hammer, and he'll get the delivery bag in this dungeon. And I wouldn't be very surprised to see him kind of quickly go for Zunari just for the check and the bingo objectives. But we'll have to see. For Tanjo, I think it'll really depend on when he gets that skull hammer, whether or not he finds defeating 4 bosses an attractive option. Tanjo also, I'm not sure how many submarines he's opened, but once he finishes Dragon Roost Cavern here, he'll be the opening submarine chests will be his last one on column 4.
Well, if this is the chest bombs are in, Tuba's about to walk by it.
I assume Tuba's actually going for the warp pot before continuing the rest of the dungeon. Which is a little unfortunate, actually, because bombs are really nice. Oh no, he is just going by it. Tuba.
You sound like you might be a little bit in the past. You might want to refresh.
I'll do it again. I've been refreshing so many times. I keep ending up in the past. I didn't know we were playing on SNES.
Very fast Kaladimos kill, and Tanjo getting his delivery bag. Oh no, Alex!
That's really unfortunate.
Oh.
Yeah, that's 2 bosses done for Tuba. So Tuba just needs to open... I'm not sure how many more submarines, but he just needs a few more submarines, and that's...
That'll be a line.
That would be our first bingo of the 3 bingos the runners need.
Or killing a few more big octos, apparently.
Oh, that's true too. I kind of forgot about that big octo check in that corner. Oh, where do we see? Looks like Tuba's heading up to Bomb Island, which is a submarine up there.
Alternatively, Tuba could be doing row 1, row 2, and column 4.
1, row 2, and column 4. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. That would definitely make some sense. Although, it's been a while since any runner has really done chew jellies. Do you remember if Tuba was
Tuba has been everyone has been picking them up.
Okay. It's just been a while since we've seen any of them be at an island with chews, so I wasn't sure if...
Well, I mean, to be fair, Tuba's been doing dungeons.
That's true. Not many blue chews in there.
No. And in progress is Tanjo with his second boss.
It's a very long boss, Goma. Many cutscenes to get through.
Alternatively, not challenging, just takes time.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, if Tanjo wants it to take longer, he does have those light arrows. Could shoot someone. I don't know why you might want it to take longer.
Maybe you just really love the boss music, okay?
Yeah. So I do think this is a really unfortunate happening here for Tuba, who skipped getting the bombs in Forbidden Woods. He's now going for an Octo, and bombs or light arrows are the best ways to kill an Octo. And he doesn't have either way right now.
Boomerang isn't too bad.
Yeah, it just... Especially since he walked right by those bombs, that's a really...
We know.
Really kind of cruel irony. But there's Tanjo getting the shard after also defeating 2 bosses.
And that looks like, is that the big Octo down? No, there's still one more high. That's the big Octo down. Who is it going to be? Tuba, Tanjo, or Alex that gets our first bingo?
The first...
Or Lanamphy, who is not on Restream, is also right next to a bingo.
Yeah, Tanjo, Lanamphy, and Tuba all just finishing up those submarine checks away from getting that column 4. So I think it's a safe bet that all 3 of them are going for column 4. Here we see Tanjo using the light arrows on the big Octo, which is a very nice strategy, especially because the light arrow can go through the Octo and hit eyes on the other side. Definitely the most efficient way to take out a big Octo.
And Tuba's in another sub.
Yeah, I think Tuba really wants to get that first line of the restream.
Not quite high enough.
He let go a little too early, I think.
It's okay. He still has plenty of magic.
Yeah. And I think he has
And
soup. If he really wants to commit to this... Ooh, he let go at the wrong time again.
It's okay. He still has plenty of magic.
He also, if he gets fed up, he does have ice arrows and the skull hammer, so killing moblins is a pretty quick affair. But he makes it, so it's fine. I'm not sure how many submarines Tuba is away from getting that line, but Tanjo in Tower of the Gods, which is a shocking choice, in my opinion. But
I do not know.
He's going for the warp pot.
Warp pots. Okay.
I was like, there's no way he's going to the boss, right? Like, he needs a key. But, and the run is going very well. It's a 3-line bingo. So, all our runners today, and including one runner not on Restream, trying to get 3 lines on this bingo card to win. And a lot of them are really close to getting their first bingo, and I'm really excited for when we see that.
Alternatively, we're an hour and 20 in, and we haven't gotten a bingo yet.
Not a single bingo yet. Although,
yes.
So Tanjo went in all 3 warp pots in Forbidden Woods and Dragon Roost Cavern, and there's 3 warp pots connecting those 3 dungeons. So that should be 7, 8, and I imagine the next warp pot is gonna be 9. If I'm counting correctly.
But yes, everyone has Sage Grandma, and that is our first bingo, and it came from Tanjo.
Tanjo with the first bingo of the entire race, not just on Restream.
Followed very closely, like seconds later, by Tuba.
Oh yeah, with those big octos. So, I would be perplexed if neither of them went for the submarine one, which I'm sure Tuba is, and it looks like, yeah, Tanjo heading to a submarine right after getting those warp pots. That was a really smart warp pot choice from Tanjo there. Oh, Tanjo not going for the
Tanjo is farming for the skull necklaces.
Oh, okay. I understand. I thought he was going to leave the submarine, and I was like, wait, really? But Tuba at
safely
the
across.
Yeah, makes it.
And that's now 2 bingos.
Yeah, that is.
Tuba just needs 1 more bingo.
Tanjo may have gotten the first bingo of the restream, but Tuba just knocked out 2 lines so fast. He's very, very close now. I imagine Tuba's going to be going for...
Alternatively, Tanjo only needs 2 more squares. Same as Tuba.
And Tanjo's actually very close to the squares. He has that delivery bag to potentially quickly get those items on Windfall. Tuba having done a dance at flight control minigame and going away. And yeah, here's Tanjo beelining it to Zunari. I wish I had a better idea of how many submarines Tanjo has, though. Because that could be a very big difference maker here.
I have no idea.
I'm not sure.
But I also don't know how many blue chew jellies Tuba has.
Yeah, he's gonna get 1.
And those are very spread.
He is gonna get 1 here. Meanwhile, Alex going for more seagulls, it looks like. Just having the seagull take off for 2 seconds and then going away.
That was Tuba 7.
Ooh, that it was.
Ooh.
Tuba.
And going to Tower of the Gods for those warp pods. Oh.
And I believe Tuba already went in the cross-dungeon warps in Dragon Roost and Forbidden Woods.
Yeah.
So I think this 1 warp pot will be his 9th, which would give him a 3rd bingo. So it's very
see. It all depends. It all depends.
It all depends. I think Tuba went in all the warp pots. I'm pretty sure he did, but if he doesn't mark that off as soon as he goes in this warp pot, we'll know that it's gonna be close. And Tanjo now coming to Zunari to buy these flowers.
Oh boy.
That is a second bingo done for Tanjo.
Yeah.
But
That do it. Ooh.
I wish I knew exactly what Tuba's warp pot counter was. I don't think Tuba went in all the warp pots in Forbidden Woods.
Oh boy. Oh boy, this could be close.
It'd be very close. Alex getting more forest water.
I'm just sitting here staring, watching. Is it
So-
going to be Tuba? Is it going to be Tanjo?
Will Tuba pick up his bombs?
No.
Nope. Oh, that's right. Tuba definitely didn't go in this one because he had stored his way into Kali Demos. That's right.
And that it's Tuba.
That is time for Tuba. That is his third bingo. Very close there between Tuba and Alex. I think a big difference maker... Not Tuba and Alex, sorry. Tuba and Tanjo. I think a big difference maker there was Tanjo full cleared Forbidden Woods and Tuba didn't.
If I counted correctly, that's less than a 30-second difference between Tuba and Tanjo. Oh, wait, no, that wasn't number 6 for Tanjo?
Number 6 for Tanjo.
Oh, never mind. I was mistaken.
I wonder what Tanjo's missing. I don't think Tanjo's done flight control submarine. Which, yeah,
Oh.
I think a very big difference maker in this race was just Tanjo full clearing Forbidden Woods. Meanwhile, Tuba did a full go mode of the dungeon. And we will see if we'll get Tuba in for an interview. It looks like we might be trying to get it. And it looks like Tanjo heading over to flight control sub, which I'm pretty sure
is number 6 for Tanjo?
I'm pretty sure. I still haven't seen if Alex has all 5. Oh, of course he has all 5 Tingle statues. What am I talking about? He
Alex has got an ankle.
I wish I had checked that 30 minutes ago when I said I was going to.
There we go. That's Tanjo's finish.
Yeah, there's Tanjo. Really, really close between the two. It was 2 minutes. So yeah, I think the big difference maker was just that Forbidden Woods full clear. And we'll see about getting the runners in for an interview. If they hop in. There is Tuba.
Hello, Tuba.
Hello, GG's.
GG. That was a really, really close race there between you and Tanjo at the end.
Yeah, no kidding. Holy crap.
And, oh, go ahead.
I was watching the board and just seeing us slowly rack up, and I'm like, oh god, no, god, please.
we were just talking about the big difference maker, we think, between you and Tanjo. I'll wait for Tanjo to get in here because I think he's on his way for the interview, but there was one really big difference maker, I think, between you and Tanjo that gave you that W. And I'll leave you in the suspense while we wait for Tanjo.
I think I have a guess, but
And there he is.
Oh,
Tanjo.
GG's Tanjo.
GG's.
We were just talking about the big difference maker that seed between you and Tuba was you full cleared Forbidden Woods.
Hmm.
oh,
Tuba-
interesting.
Tuba go-moded it. Tuba, you ran by your bombs twice.
Twice.
That does not shock me. Okay,
Were you in
where
go
were
mode?
they?
When
I
you
just
went to Forbidden Woods?
yeah. So here's the thing. I could have been in go mode like 10 minutes earlier if I chose to do some slow stuff, but I was like, no. There are so many things that will speed up the go mode. I'm just gonna go ahead and wait for one of those items. And I got Skull Hammer, which was arguably the worst one to find, but it was like, you know what? I'm just gonna commit.
Okay.
But like Power Bracelets would have done it, bombs would have done it.
Both were in Forbidden Woods.
Both were in Forbidden
figure.
Woods.
The Pearl would have done it, which is what I was really hoping for.
That was in
honestly.
Bomb Mail.
No, it was
No,
on
it was
Pearl
Orca.
Mail. Sorry,
Oh,
yeah, it was on
sorry.
Orca. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is so stupid. But it gave me the avenue for a faster go mode, which was nice because I was not playing well today at all. Like, holy crap, that was one of the worst
Wait.
showings I think I've done in a long time.
So which warp pots did you take?
All three in Forbidden Woods, all three in DRC, and the ones between Tatji, FW, and DRC.
Okay. So
But
the
my
Pearl was you
my-
go?
Yeah, well, my plan was to do the 3 in DRC that I'd already done, the 2 between DRC and FW, the 2 between, 2 of them in FW, which is why I only did 2 of them in my first trip. And then my plan was with that hammer, I was just going to go open FF and Wind Temple and just go between those 2.
Okay. I see.
Which was going to be slow, but it was like, screw it. At this point, I've
Right.
done enough walking and waiting around. So technically, Skullhammer was my go, and then the Pearl was my better go.
Okay.
I just decided to commit to not doing anything else and just going for it because I had just lost so much time to just. My mind was so well. For one, I've got a lot going on today, so it's like
Fair.
I'm also thinking about what to do with those, and then with the bingo sync, the bingo tracker game, and everything else. It was like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? So, like I did so many things that were like not good at all. For one, I had to double dip Diamond Step because I jumped to the first chest too early. I forgot to go to the second one.
Right.
I forgot to take a picture of Minenko and Lenzo, so I had to orphan Pompey Vera.
I also saw that you kept thinking you grabbed a fairy twice, and then
That
had
too.
to go.
Yeah,
Yep.
I forgot Grandma.
We were all
so it's
very
like,
proud of you for getting Grandma and making sure you still got Grandma.
I thought maybe you were just gonna not get Grandma, and I was like, that might be bad because we knew at that point what it led to. But
No, my thing was, whenever, slight spoilers for the async that ends tomorrow, whenever I did the Korok trees in that one, I did the trees first and forgot to do Grandma first, so I wanted to be sure Grandma was out of the way before I committed my bottle to Forest Water. So that's why I hard committed to Grandma. That's the whole reason I went to Outset early in the first place.
you didn't want to wait 20 minutes for the bottle to free up.
I'd rather not. So that ended up being my ultimatum, was I just wanted to get Grandma out of the way so that I could do the Koroks if it came up. I wanted to avoid that if possible, though, because it was kind of a bad
Yeah, 6 Koroks is a lot to
Yeah,
have to do.
but I wanted
Quite
to
a
keep
bit
that
of
option open.
traveling.
We're seeing Alex go for the Koroks and also going for Feed 10 Fishmen, both of which are ones I'm
Hey,
surprised. I think
Where's
I,
Baitbag?
I almost feel like
where was
Alex
the
is
bait bag?
going
I never-
for Blackout rather than Triple Bingo.
Baitbag was a Thorned Fairy.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well,
Alex took his
so was my
storage. Alex took his storage from Cliff Plat Upper to Thorned Fairy.
mhm.
I see. Classic strat.
And I'm pretty sure that's also why I think Alex didn't realize for a very long time he had 5 Tingle statues.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of which, I also never did Cliff Plat.
Yeah,
Something I never did.
that was your 5th
And
Tingle
that's
statue.
why you never got your light arrows.
Yeah.
Fun.
On ankle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would have been nice early. But it is what it is.
So how did y'all both feel about where the Deku Leaf was? Because it was available from the start, and nobody, at least on stream, got it until more than 20 minutes in.
I'm not going to that submarine until I have the leaf or fire and ice arrows, and you can't make me.
Yeah, it's
And
not
then
bad.
and then suddenly Leaf was there, and it was like, okay, that's just a slight slap in the face, but that's Rando.
Yeah.
It's like putting off Cliff Plat forever just for grapple to lead to bombs inside of Cliff Plat.
Yep. It was just. Oh wait, yeah. That hurt a little bit because I had done all of DRC and everything else up to that point. Tanjo, I've got a question.
Okay.
How did you get 14 dungeon chests so fast?
Well, there's 2 diamond step because I did Lenzo, so I had the hook shot when I went to save Grandma early, and then fire and ice. So you chain that into Needle Rock. Then there was Angular.
Not Secret Cave, dungeon.
Oh, dungeon? I just went to Forbidden Woods as my first dungeon.
That would do it. Okay. Yep. I went to DRC first, and I was just like, how?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there are only 12 there, so. Well, there are 13.
And that's where
but I didn't do
Tanjo
one.
found all those items you were saying would have been nice.
Yeah.
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 Thunk. At least delivery bag was in DRC. That
Yeah.
probably saved my butt a little bit.
The D-bag was my go mode.
Mhm.
Where was the pearl in Forbidden Woods again?
It was on County Damos Mail.
Yeah, Orca Mail.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I probably would have, even if I did DRC first, probably would have ended up full clearing Forbidden Woods anyways. Yeah.
I was gonna commit to those 2 other not in logic dungeon pots just so I could say I was in go mode.
Right.
But
right.
it would have ended up being slow, so that pearl quote unquote bailed me out, I guess. But I was kind of annoyed because I could have gotten that pearl like 10 minutes ago instead of looking for an item for go mode, you know?
Yeah, but that item for go mode also could have just been where you got that pearl anyway, so.
It's true. Delivery bag definitely won't be somewhere stupid, right? Bag won't be somewhere stupid, copium.
Yeah. I was like waiting for someone to, because I knew delivery bag would be a potential item from go mode for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like waiting to see if people were like turning in Windfall, because it's pretty fast to do the Windfall one, but no one was doing it. So I was like, maybe it's not in DRC. Maybe I should go for the checks that, like Outset Fairy and stuff. But I ended up in the DRC. I'm surprised that it took so long for that
Tuba had the delivery bag for a pretty long time before he actually did the Goron trading.
Because Zunari was my go mode. So, and I wanted to clear out a whole bunch of other things before I committed back to Windfall so that I could potentially chain it into Wind Temple if I needed to.
Yeah. It's funny that we both did the same 3 lines. I think it just worked out.
I think, yeah. I mean, a lot of those were pretty
Definitely
nice.
some of the more friendly lines.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like 7 Blue Chew is pretty easy. Oh, that's another thing I did though. I forgot to grab the one at Needle Rock, so I had to go back for it.
I did notice you going back to Needle Rock, and I was like, I
would
thought he already-
like to shout out that Alex has completed his first line.
Nice.
Let's go.
Has he? Oh, he has. There it is, column 2.
Like the 4 big octos would suck if you didn't also have to do 2 big octos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
But
kind
then
of
you
a nice
could go
double whammy.
further and do 6 big octos.
It's
true. Yeah, if it wasn't for that, I was surrounded by 6 Korok trees,
10 fishmen.
10 fishmen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which Alex has also finished his 10 fishmen.
Yeah.
He's committing. I give him credit. I would not have done those.
You
Yeah,
did not do those, in fact.
That's a good point.
In fact, I almost considered not doing the 9 dungeon warp pots, but then I looked at the dungeons that we had, and I was like, okay, yeah, that's 8 free dungeon pots
Yeah.
at the least. That's
Also,
fine.
I will be an arguer for this, that if you ever get 9 dungeon warp pots and you can get into Tot G, getting to all
Yeah.
3 of the normal dungeon warp pots for Dragon Roost Cavern and Forbidden Woods is really fast.
It is true.
It does not take much time at all to get to all of those warp pots, so
Yeah.
Mhm. What else about this seed? I felt pretty significantly behind for a while, mostly because of that awful playing that I was doing. But once I realized that I could just do all of that, I realized I could chain the 4 letters into Orca Mail. I could chain the lookout platforms into my submarines, into my octos.
With the
Like-
platforms, something both you and Tangent did that was really nice was y'all both went for the platform that had the 3 chests.
Yeah, that was just kind of a no-brainer in my mind.
yeah.
Yeah. There was
We got
enough
bow
up
early.
there.
Especially also with how quick you got Fire Ice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I will admit, I did not do the octo there because I had 13 arrows by the time I was done. That was slightly
Yeah.
I think
bad squirrel brain routing on my part.
you used the boomerang for that one, didn't you, Tanjo?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't have boomerang by that point.
Yeah, but Tanjo and Alex both got hook shot at the beginning of the seed.
Hi.
So,
Oh, you both did LDC?
Yeah.
yeah.
Just my playstyle. I just prefer to save it for Mila.
It was
I have
interesting.
something else to do.
We saw 3 completely different routes for that though, because Alex did blind Lenzo door cancel as soon as he got to Windfall. Tanjo did the hide and seek door cancel, and then Tuba, you came back with the Picto Box, which you were the only one on Restream who found.
Yeah. And I found it while looking for anything else but the Picto Box. But you know,
Yeah, it was for Tanjo. It was the postman in the cafe.
mhm,
Gave the Picto.
Okay, I see.
yeah. What else? I'm trying. Ended up getting mail percent.
You got the
The
Octo
fact that-
Fairy. I think that was a
I also
no-brainer
did.
to do.
Yeah,
Because it's just 2 for 1, and you get a hint which could be useful.
all 3 of you got the Octofairy. I thought that was a really smart choice from.
hmm
Absolutely.
It's the quickest octo. Also counts as a fairy and gets you a hint. Like
Yeah.
triple whammy, honestly.
Yeah.
Of course, that hint was garbage, but
What was the hint? No, I don't think
it
we
was
noticed it.
it was the bow on Windfall.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, that you already had.
Yeah. That's why I
That's
went
it.
back for Creeb and stuff, just to see maybe it was lights
Mhm.
as well, but no,
Mhm.
it was not.
I didn't really care about lights. I had fire and ice. I could choose my I could choose the submarine. That's all I cared about.
I was really wondering. I didn't expect to, but people started getting a lot of checks around that defeat 4 bosses, and I was like, "Are we gonna see a Go Mode Earth Temple in Forsaken Fortress?"
Yeah.
I
Like, I
wanted
was
to
ready
see
for it.
but- yeah,
Honestly.
I was keeping
For a
the
little
option
bit, we
open,
thought
but
you were doing that, Tuba, because you got that skull. We're like, Well,
When you got that
he's already
skull hammer,
done 2.
yeah, it's like he's done 2. It's pretty fast to get to Jalhalla if you're just go-moding the dungeon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it crossed my mind, but I really just wanted that hammer to get to the FF warp pot faster.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can get there unless you have Skull Hammer or Master Sword. Can you?
Get where?
To the warp pot. You could get in Forsaken Fortress. Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
How
You can Wind Waker dive into the island. There's a spot.
Take you to the pot?
It takes you indoors, which is what you need to do to just get past the pegs, and then you can.
There are pegs indoors too.
Yeah, there are
I'll just
pegs
put another
indoors.
layout.
I thought you could get to that warp pot.
I might be able to without. I just didn't want to risk it.
I'm not. There might be pegs in the way. I never go that way in Forsaken Fortress.
Yeah, because I knew that there were pegs on the way, like from Bokoblin. So I knew that way was blocked. I was waiting for either that or Master Sword, since I never found either of those to commit to the Forsaken Fortress one.
Oh yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
And I didn't want to. I could have admittedly committed to just using fire and ice arrows on both the Wind Temple and Earth Temple. That would have required me having to door cancel into both of them, and then make my way to the warp pots, and that would have just been like real slow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you never found Master Sword. Meanwhile, Alex had fully upgraded Master Sword pretty early on.
Oh God, where?
Speaking of Alex, Alex has now completed a row I did not think we were going to see, row 5.
Yeah, Alex with those 4 items on the Windfall pedestals has now finished his second bingo, just looking for that last one.
Mm-hmm.
Or for the defeat 4 bosses, maybe.
That's kind of what I'm
enter
thinking.
9 what? Or open 4 mini boss chests.
Yeah, I would expect the warp pots. He is going to Earth Temple right now, though, so
Yeah.
don't know what to say. And Alex also fought Phantom Ganon, if I remember correctly. So he might be going for Stalfos right now.
I mean, honestly, it's kind of quick to get to if you can do it quick.
That's true.
There weren't power bracelets.
Oh, I never got
were,
power
right?
bracelets.
They were Forbidden Wood's basement. I think they were across Hanging Red Flower.
Man, I should have just committed to Forbidden Woods. That it had everything I was looking for.
Yeah, it was Hanging Red Flower. And Tuba, you did. I just thought it was so funny because you ran past. It was double Mothula room was the bombs. And so you ran past them more than
disgusting.
once.
I hate that. You want to have bombs to store that chest, man. That's mean.
I had missed that you were go-moding the dungeon, so I was like, oh, this is going to work really well because they'll have bombs for like the basement and stuff. And then it's, oh no, he has storage. He's just fighting the boss.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just was done. I was like, I'm just going to take the slow way, and then the Pearl made it not as slow. So that was nice.
Yeah.
I will say, if we're just straight up talking about execution, I should not have won this race. Straight up. A lot of things that Tanjo did over me, and my brain was just complete squirrel mode.
I mean, it was still fun to watch, and for our viewers, that is what matters.
True.
Yeah, I was a little surprised. I mean, when you had started filling out the lines and it was like the last check you needed for a bingo, I wasn't surprised. But seeing you do submarines with how often you berate submarines.
Oh, I hate the submarines so much. You saw how much I struggled with several of those submarines. But
You did. You were letting go early so much. I felt bad for you.
yeah, but they're not that bad in a bingo setting if they don't have required items. Then you can put them off until you do have all the items that you need at the cost of leaving your leaf on Crescent.
Are you telling me you don't like logically having to do flight control sub with the hook shot to get your leaf?
I'm not going to tell you otherwise.
I've seen it. I have seen it.
I've done it. I have put it in a Plando. Thank you very much.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But also just doing them swordless, or even with sword, in comparison to just with leaf. There's just so much time that you can end up losing unless you get lucky enough to put them off. But then some of them are just in places where you don't want to put them off. So that's what turns me off to them personally. Like, I can sit here and talk about my skill level with subs. I need to get good. But that's the one thing I don't like about them. There are just too many of them, and they're too spread out and too early. There's such a big time save that you could get by waiting. But for bingo.
I mean, it's just annoying that they're so far apart. Like, I was trying to figure out which 3 subs to do last, or 2 subs. It's like, ugh. I mean, they're all like one off. I can't really chain them. Like, getting the skull necklaces in the 6-eye sub, I thought was good, but after that, it was like, I don't know where to go.
Oh yeah, we both Tuba and Alex got the skull necklaces on a Northern Fairy sub.
Yeah.
Admittedly,
You didn't do that on purpose.
No, it was, I failed it twice, and the second time I fell, I was like, wait, well, I'm here.
Yeah, no, I definitely caught that.
And it was...
And then your first one was just conveniently located in Mother and Child.
Yeah,
Right next
no,
to
I... The whole reason why I was... Yeah, that's why I marked it off so early, because I collect... That was like the first thing I did. My first thing I did was I went to Northern, got the ferry and the submarine. Then, while I was there, I got those skull necklaces, and then I went immediately to Mother and Child and got the 5th skull necklace. I was like, well, I guess I've got one.
Yeah, like I stored that chest to do Cyclos, and then when I checked my skull necklaces, I was at 6. I was like, okay, I guess I killed an extra moblin or something. I didn't really know where that skull necklace was.
I forgot that you had stored that chest.
Yeah. But
once,
that makes
not
sense.
doing storage pays off.
Yeah, I think you were the only one on Restream, Tanjo, who went to Mother and Child after Windfall, actually.
Yeah.
No, that's a lie.
Fairy and stuff.
I went to Mother and Child after Windfall, after forgetting my ferry at Western Ferry.
Right,
After forgetting my ferry from anywhere.
I'll rephrase for you too. Tanjo, you're the one who opened the chest to Mother and Child after Windfall.
I felt so big-brained. It was like, oh man, I forgot to get a ferry. You know what? I'll just use the lookout platform on Western to get into Western Ferry so that I get a lookout platform and a ferry. And then I was so focused on everything else that I forgot to get the ferry.
Oh, did you only do that because you didn't get the ferry?
Yeah.
Because I thought that was a decent...
We thought you were just doing it to get the ferry.
Yeah, because grabbing
Like
storage
Great
at Great Fish, sailing to the lookout platform, and getting that ferry quickly. Because you also got the 3 ferries pretty quickly.
Yeah, I got 4 of them pretty quickly.
Yeah, well, for the bingo, you got 3 ferries pretty quickly.
Yeah, but I mean, I did it so that I could get the lookout platform chest and the ferry, while I could also just get a ferry for Grandma. That's the whole reason I would have done that in the first place.
I did think, because I noticed you didn't pick up the ferry despite having the bottle, and at that point, roughly that point in time, Tanjo and Alex were saving Grandma, and I thought, is Tuba gonna skip it? Would he be so bold?
The answer is no, because Koroks were on the board.
Yeah. Vermilia brought up, like, that's such an easy mail check. It would be shocking to not do.
Yeah, that too. I wasn't even thinking about the mail. I was just thinking about if I needed the bottle for Koroks. Rather not put off Grandma that long. Because 6 Koroks is a lot, but if you can route them in with other things, you can get some fast ones pretty quick.
Yeah.
Oh,
the
6 Koroks.
Too.
6 Koroks. You might as well do the whole quest.
Yeah, don't remind me.
You're only 2 away. Let's see what... Maybe it's Hero's Charm and you win the seed.
And
right.
Alex has just finished 3rd.
GG's, Alex.
GG's, Alex.
Going for some interesting lines.
Yeah, I got that.
I would like to say that Alex was 6 squares away from black.
Yeah.
He's very close, yeah. I'm
Oh, sorry,
surprised
7
Alex.
squares. I miscounted.
I'm surprised Alex hasn't read 4 letters.
I bet you
Reading
he
is hard,
has,
you know?
but
What?
I said reading is hard.
Oh.
very true.
That's true.
Yes.
Oh, maybe he hasn't because there were only 7 letters and 2 of them were locked behind Calidamos. So, who knows?
That's true. He also didn't get that bomb mail because he doesn't have. He
Yeah,
doesn't
so
have
he would have
bombs.
needed the exact 4 letters. Although I will say, until I thought about Orca mail, because I was like, oh god, I need another letter. I was considering Osket because I had the
Yeah.
grapple and would have needed to kill Calidamos, so I could have just farmed.
Oh, I guess.
Golden feathers.
I guess you didn't have Skullhammer at that point because my first thought would have been, why not just do Forsaken Fortress and get Tingle Mail too? But
Yeah, no.
if you don't have
that
yeah, you didn't have Skullhammer yet. That makes more sense.
Yeah, I was like, if I need to be in go mode, this is an option. It's just not a great one.
Yeah, I mean, once you're in go mode, you just go for the square you're missing.
Mhm.
It would not have been the worst since you can farm the hole in tree room pretty reliably. You just enter and leave, and that's 2 golden feathers with each trip.
Yeah.
Probably like a minute and a half, 2 minutes.
Or if you really think ahead, you could farm it in the room right before the mini boss. But
Oh yeah, that room too. But I never planned on going to that mini boss.
oh, that's true.
Oh yeah, wow, you really just beelined through for the
He went.
woods.
He went straight to the
did.
boss.
I didn't store hole in tree though. I stored Morth Pit so that I could enter the port pot. But
Okay.
Alrighty then, friends. I guess it's time to wrap up here. Lenamphi's still going. Not sure how far off they are. I think they're pretty much close to finishing
2
as well.
spots away from 3 bingos.
Yeah. So we're gonna raid over. I want to give a warm shout out to everyone that participated, including our volunteers. So Familia and Koala, thank you so much. And also, that's a little awkward. We didn't need trackers for reasons today. But Baby Shark was available to track and then wasn't needed. So shout out to them as well. Also GG to Tuba, to Tanjo, and to Alex. Hope you all enjoyed this bingo. We're going to be back next week with the classic tournament settings arrays. And that's it for today on ZSR. Have a nice rest of your Sunday. See you all on Tuesday for the next restream. Tomorrow is a day off, it seems. And see you everybody very soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
GG's.